So this week we are looking at we're going back to paper one because we finished paper two excitingly. So we're just going to revise paper one, which hopefully you will have remembered some of it. Maybe not. Let's see. So specifically today, we're going to kind of give you a bit more information about the speaking and listening assessment. We are going to revise paper one, and specifically, we're going to return to paper one, question two. So, first of all, what can you remember about paper one? Drag it all out of your memory, anything you can remember at all, even if it's just a word, and chuck it in the chat, and we'll see what you have remembered. Pause the video now. So, paper one is worth 80 marks. 40 of those are for reading, and 40 are for writing. It's fiction, and there's just one text, so there is no comparing. Hooray! Questions in detail. You should spend about 15 minutes reading the text, first of all. Just give yourself that time. Don't panic and just start answering the questions straight away. Give yourself a good bit of time to read the text. Question one is list four things. If you remember, that was really, don't spend too long on that. It's only worth 4 marks, so no more than 5 minutes. Just some really simple things you learn from the text. Question two is language analysis. That's 8 marks and should take you about 8 to 10 minutes. Question three is about structural analysis. Again, 8 marks, about 8 to 10 minutes. And question four is, to what extent do you agree or disagree with the writer? And this is 20 marks, and you should spend no more than 20 to 25 minutes on it. As ever with question four, they're the really big scorers, and people tend to leave it to and give themselves 5 minutes to answer it. So make sure you're really strict with these timings. Question five is writing a story or a description, and you can, this should take about 45 minutes and is worth 40 marks. So just want to flip back a second away from paper one and thinking about your speaking and listening assessment. So this is a completely separate assessment, nothing to do with paper one or paper two. You can do a recording on your phone on a topic of your choice. This should have already been submitted. No more than 8 minutes, and we might ask you some questions on it afterwards. You'll need to submit this by Monday, the 19th of April. Remember, it's not worth any marks, so please don't worry about it too much. Don't get yourself in a stage about it. And you actually haven't got to do it. So bear that in mind. If you're really struggling with the written elements, ask yourself, do I really need to do this? But you might want to, because it is a good skill to have. So what we're going to do now is revisit. We're going to have a look at Mr. Fisher, which is the assessment you did before half term, and you will have had your marks back on that, including your some written comments. So you should have that with you somewhere in your house. We're going to revisit that. So the way it's going to work is, first of all, you're going to watch a video about how to answer question two, which should refresh your memory on it. Watch that first, and then we're going to do what we've been doing in previous weeks. You're going to be looking at some real student answers, and you're going to be having a go at marking them yourselves. So there's 3 separate student answers. Watch them, and then watch the complete the assignments, and then watch the videos afterwards, because they explain how the examiners mark these questions. It's just so important that you do this, because this is how you get your head around what the examiners want. Okay, please watch those videos. They're only short. And then when you've done that, you can resubmit your own answer, which you should have a copy of. So you haven't got to completely rewrite it. Just look at it and think, well, how could I improve it? Only do this if you've got a 4 or below, or if you've got above a 4 and you're really desperate to get your mark up, which you may want to do. Also in the classroom is a quick crib sheet on how to answer question 2 with some sentence starters, which you may find helpful. And there is also a tip sheet on how to get the very, very top marks, which you haven't got to get. Very few people in the country get 7s or 8s. But if you're consistently getting 6s and you think, well, actually, I want to get to the next level, have a look at that and see if you can improve your answer. Resubmit your question 2 on Mr. Fisher. It's an assignment in the classroom. Pause the video and then come back. Okay, so hopefully you've done that. Looking forward to reading your answers. Now, we'll have a brand new piece of writing, excitingly. This is The Mill by H.E. Bates. Can you have a read through that and complete questions 1 and 2? They have been set as assignments. Have a read through that and complete questions 1 and 2. I hope that makes sense. We are in the chat. If you need us, please ask questions. And we will look at question 3 next week.